Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This video was originally just going to be a question on last Monday's Brickside chat, but I felt that it deserved an entire video because it's a question we get a ton and it's not really a simple answer. And that question is, what is the most efficient way to store your store? And we have a lot of options in front of us because, to be honest, there's lots of different types of pieces that fit in all different kinds of containers, from pick-a-brick cups to bins to these wonderful acromill drawers. And over here we use these for our instruction booklets. But there's a lot here, and a lot of people, when they're first starting out, just use these bins and put Ziploc bags in them. And if you're looking for the cheapest option right when you start out, that is going to be your option. Go buy a couple of these from Target and get some Ziploc bags and put your pieces in there. That will cost you, I don't know, for us these are 99 cents each at Target. I assume it's the same everywhere. So you can just do that and that will be super cheap. You can spend like $5 and get 5 of them and then you're good. But that's definitely not the most efficient way, and as soon as you can support it, I recommend you start following these other options over here, and they're going to make it so much more efficient. We also recently got these excellent 4x dividers from a person on our YouTube channel, Rain. So wonderful, and these are great for dividing up when you don't want to use a half divider. One of these in our drawers just to save space. But we're going to be going through each of these, and we're going to start off with these bins, which, like I said, are the best beginner option. So we're going to head on over to the bin wall. All right, welcome to our bin wall. This is the wall where we store our bins, hence being called the bin wall. You'll see that each of these bins are numbered, and that's something you're going to see throughout the whole store. Pretty much everything we have is numbered, and that is because we have a lot of drawers and a lot of bins, and it becomes way easier to refer to them by number than by what kind of part is inside them. It's almost impossible to keep straight what part is in what drawer. We only know a couple of them, and those are not good drawers. So for these bins, they're about 99 cents at Target, and they come with the free lid, which of course is great because, free stuff is always great, even if it's included in the cost. But anyway, for these, we usually only have one piece in them, but you can see that there are two in here. We've got some pretty good mix here, and that's what that's the important part. They're very different. It's going to be a little difficult to confuse these two pieces, I would hope. So when you have to mix lots, for example with these bins, I recommend that you choose pieces as different as possible from each other. Some other ones include like brown, big long brown bricks and tiny little black plates. So just keep that in mind. We also use these bins to store our minifigs, which are kind of a mess. They're each in separate bags so that they don't get damaged. But you'll see that they are not organized in any way. And that's totally fine because minifigs usually look pretty different. So something else is a lot of people, when they're first starting out, they buy these bins and they just put Ziploc bags in them. And that's okay if you're just starting. But I recommend that you move on to better organization as soon as possible because it's really not an effective use of your time. Your time is money, so you need to figure out if the amount of time you're spending packing orders is worth that time, or whether you could be spending that time parting out in order to get more orders. So the shorter it takes for you to pack an order, the better. Hence these numbers. That's what makes them so fantastic, is we can just go here and grab it. And so now we are going to go to the instruction storage, which is my least favorite place. But, it's going to be great. Okay, we are at the instruction book storage here. So these drawers, well, you don't actually know where they're from. They used to be in my room, and they've been in my room since I was little. But I'm sure you can find ones that are basically exactly like this everywhere. But we use these to store our instructions. Until recently, we used bins to store our instructions, and we had a lot of bins that had instructions in them. But really, we kind of realized that was a waste of space because these don't sell, and we only mark them at 1 cent because they don't sell. So we only keep a couple now, and we raised the price to the normal price. So we kind of cut down from a bunch of bins to just these little few things here, and it saved us a ton of room. So we recommend something like this for storing your instructions. Doesn't need to be too neat. Just needs to get the point done, and we recommend that you throw out a decent amount of your instructions if you happen to have a lot. We only keep one or two, from every set we part out, regardless of the multiple of those sets. So do keep that in mind. And now we are going to go on over to our drawers and check out our wonderful Acromills units. All right, we are now on our drawer wall all the way back here in the corner because it makes a nice shot. But these are our beautiful Acromills drawers. They are the hero of our store, and I highly recommend them to everybody, unless you already have, a pretty big store with lots of other drawers, and obviously you need to keep them the same. But for anyone just starting out, I highly recommend Acromills. They're the perfect size. You can actually fit a 1x6 in here just perfectly and still be able to put a divider in, which is just awesome. And as far as the actual drawer unit here, they mount super easily, which is nice. And they have some dividers on the back, but dividers from Acromills are actually pretty expensive. So I'm going to talk about some more options for those in just a second. But as for the actual unit itself, they usually retail at $34, and I realize that might be a bit expensive, especially if you're considering that you need to buy a lot of these. But we never purchase them that high unless we really need to. We usually purchase them at around $28. And you might be asking, well, how do you purchase these at $28? And, well, there's two secrets. You buy them used and you buy them on sale. Acromills, or the distributor on Amazon, frequently puts them on sale. So just keep an eye out for those. It's pretty regular. But also buying used. Used on Amazon usually is not very used. It's usually closer to open box. We've only gotten one damaged one, if I remember correctly. So do keep that in mind. Used is always a great option here when purchasing these drawers. And I said we would come back to dividers, so I'm going to talk about those dividers now. This is our divider box, and as you can see, it is a little bit less full than I would like, and that's because we're running out of dividers. But the dividers that we use are these little clear ones. They come with a blue plastic wrap that's really hard to get off. But these, they work really well. I recommend you don't buy the Acromills ones because they're like $10 for 16, which is ridiculous. We buy these from Chin Paper Sourcing, which is, I don't really know a lot about their company, but that is where we buy them from. It's a pretty good deal. We also recently got some from Rain, so shout out to Rain. But they are really great for these to increase the amount of lots that you can fit in there, which is obviously the goal after all. And after this, we're going to go over to our last station, which is our Pick-a-Brick Cup station over there, just to quickly talk about those. Okay, I just promised you we were going to talk about Pick-a-Brick Cups, and we are, even though there's not a lot to say about them, but I have another thing I'm going to talk to you about right after that. But these are Pick-a-Brick Cup. You can get them at any Lego store. When you go to get Pick-a-Bricks, you can obviously pick bricks and get them in the cup. These are about 1.5 times larger than our big drawers over here. So you can see that it's a bit smarter to put small pieces in here because they're going to be a lot easier to pack in. However, if you have big bricks like this, it's usually smarter to go ahead and put these in the normal big drawers because you can stack them more efficiently. For some reason, this one just fit though, so we don't worry about it. But usually, go ahead and put those in the big drawers. Next, I'm going to talk about our wonderful little tray things. We call this one T5. Once again, numbered just like everything else in our store. These we use for usually higher value or just small pieces where we don't have very many at all. And we usually use these for things that we don't want to shake around and maybe get scratched. So they just sit on our desk here and we fill them up. They're really nice because they have lots of different sizes of stuff on here, although we do find ourselves running out of them quite frequently. So that's something you might want to keep in mind if you use trays. Drawers might be a better idea if you have access to quarter dividers to divide your drawer into quarters instead of these. But if you have these lying around, I know a lot of people do have something like this, then go ahead and use these because they're a pretty good option. Up next, I'm going to hop on over to our counter where I'm going to show you where we keep our packing supplies and our unparted out sets. All right, this is our shipping station here. We bought our boxes here from Uline. However, I recommend that you actually get them on eBay. The bulk rates for Uline don't get good until you are buying ridiculous amounts of stuff. more than we actually purchased, but we didn't know that eBay was the best option. But now it looks like eBay is, so I recommend that you buy your shipping materials on eBay. We also have bubble mailers here in 2 sizes, which we use, and our Beep Borp label printer over there. However, I recommend you buy a Rollo. It's going to be the cheapest, best option for you. So go ahead and go on Amazon and purchase one of those. We also keep unopened dividers over there, as well as our stamps for our boxes. I think stamping boxes is a great idea because it just provides a little bit more personalization and is going to bring people back to your store, which is really important. I know a lot of people don't stamp their boxes or have a logo of any kind, but I really recommend that you do. Stamps aren't super expensive. I mean, it's an expense which you might not be able to afford right off the bat, but it's going to just increase your presentation and promote the experience of purchasing at your store, which is really important to keeping those customers there and loyal to you. So now that I've covered this, which by the way, it does also slide, which is cool, but we're going to go on over to our unparted out Lego sets and talk for a bit about that. All right, we are at our Lego shelf now. You'll notice that it's a bit empty, and that's because we're nearing our quota. We fill this up every week and a half and try and work through it every week and a half. So we have lots more over in boxes or in storage that we try and go through. We also have some used down here, but basically we just try and fill this up and work through it. We source our new Lego from a bunch of different sources. You can maybe expect a video on that in the future, not quite sure when, but it's one I've been meaning to make for a while, but usually from Walmart, occasionally from Amazon, occasionally from eBay, and sometimes from direct sellers. But it's very important to keep a good stock of those. Some people have said that they want to save sets in order to part out later when there aren't very many good deals. I recommend you don't do that, because the sooner you can liquidate something and get cash for it, the sooner you can buy more stock. So unless you're saving something to invest, as in you're going to sell the complete set later when it becomes worth something, then I recommend that you don't do that, but instead just try and work through your log as quickly as you can in order to add those parts, because the more lots and the more parts you have in your store, the faster you're going to get sales, and the faster you're going to get sales, the more money you're going to make, and the more money you make, the more pieces you can buy, and the cycle continues. So do keep that in mind when buying stuff. We use a 3 times part out rule, meaning that we only purchase something if it's 3 times or greater that we're going to sell it for. So you can use that. I know sometimes it's really difficult to get that, so maybe 2.5 would be the lowest we would go on something. So just do keep that in mind when you're buying stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go and hop back over to the table and finish out this video, so I'll see you there. And so there you can see those were some of our storage units. I really hope that this video helped you organize your store, or at least figure out what the best option is for you depending on the size of your store right now, whether it's just bins and Ziploc bags, acro mills, or maybe you were inspired and you just want to do these types of things for everything, or dividers, or whatever it is, pick-a-brick cups, however you source your pieces. I really hope that this video helped you figure out what it was you wanted to do and maybe streamline your process a little bit. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave a like, and please leave a comment down below if you have any ideas, suggestions, or anything like that. We also have a very flourishing Discord. The link for that will be down in the description if you want to go check that out. We're now also pushing our Patreon a bit more. There's going to be lots of content on there soon, so if you want to help support the channel directly, you can go check out our Patreon. You get access to a unique voice channel where you can chat with us, a unique chat where sometimes people are dropping really good deals, as well as just a faster response on Discord, and lots of unique content from us that's a bit more personable. So thank you, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in our next one.